Mark in there reffing after just
Touch
in
him
there
up.
fighting.
We
Man,
went
he's
over the
doing
rules
it
in
all
the back.
tonight.
Let's have some fun, guys.
Yeah. We saw that earlier with Eric. Eric had,
Yeah.
slapped the guy up in
Buddy, you ready?
first match and
Buddy,
then
you
came
ready?
back into ref one.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's another high-level kickboxing match. Both guys look experienced coming out already.
Yeah, and they look serious coming out as
Yeah.
well. Pretty stoic. Both
Ooh.
guys
Big
throwing big kicks.
Or wait, that was a push kick because this guy is southpaw, I think, in the black shorts. So he had a big push kick right there already coming out.
Davin looks relaxed.
But he's kind of switching stance, so this guy's definitely experienced. He's very coming out there loose, switching his stance up already.
Yeah, his sheet showed he had a Taekwondo background, but he's also throwing strong leg kicks, which is not normally a part of that martial arts.
Ooh!
Oh, man. And you can tell he's throwing hard by how, you know.
That was explosive.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, it definitely throws people off, though, because I know even in practice out there, I've slipped and fell like that. So
Right.
when you're throwing a lot of power from the feet.
Right.
But Braden's been getting a lot of experience. He's been in there just, working with CJ a lot. CJ's his Muay Thai coach. Huge 1-2 by Braden.
Yeah, clearly the Muay Thai is something that Braden really values, just in the way he came in and wearing the headpiece and showing the respect there.
Yes.
You can tell he's really kind of embracing Muay Thai as an art. So this kickboxing bout, a great way to test it out.
Then this is a great opponent. Like, this is a no-joke opponent. So this
Yeah.
he's handling it really well.
He looks
great.
hard,
His
he looks
technique,
comfortable.
yeah. He's really generating those hooks and all the power from his bottom half. So you can tell the technique has been worked.
Little shot to the cup, just waving off the ref. Continue, nice little show of respect. Both these guys have shown that they can throw really hard out of nowhere, too. So it's one of those, man, like that, where it just feels tense even if they're just standing in front of each other looking at each other. You know something's about to pop.
And just kind of the guy, how he puts his hands in the black shorts. You can tell that's kind of a Kempo karate stance, keeping your hands out more rather than closer to your face. I don't know a whole lot about karate and taekwondo and things like that, but it seems like they stand more like that than like a traditional boxer or Muay Thai fighter.
Well, there's definitely more limited head strikes in taekwondo compared to some other, kickboxing or boxing. But the trade-off is you see the time that he's invested into those kicks, and you see him paying off with landing, keeping some distance, and, man, opening up some shots for his hands as well.
Absolutely. That was a
Great
quick first round, lots of action. I was like deep into that, so the time went by super fast for me, I felt like.
I was locked in, too, when they both came out and you saw them. I mean, we've seen it over and over again, but you see two athletes come out and they both throw and show a little bit of their speed and a little bit of their power. And
a lot of action.
It makes you take a breath and go, okay, you know now that, like we saw earlier, things could happen fast. They could happen at any time.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just non-stop combinations and them throwing. The kicks are just super powerful. I don't think I've seen a striking, combative match like that in a while on these cards. I mean, all of them are really high level, and our last few cards that we've had at Proving Grounds have been super high level. But that's a whole nother level of power in those roundhouse kicks and stuff.
High level kicking is really, it's the most power you can put on a head comes out of a high level kick, whichever one lands.
Braden comes from Okanagan County, kind of area where I grew up in, and we have quite a few people from like the central Washington area that are training at Warrior Camp, and I feel like we all have that small town wrestling combat mentality where just giving up is not an option. So he's got that grit in him. So he's definitely coming out with heart, and you can't teach that.
He's got that dog in him, as it were.
Definitely got that dog in him.
Oh, man.
As you can see right now, both these guys are just throwing.
Braden looks focused.
Ooh! Spinning heel kick. That landed.
That landed. He may have caught a little bit of it with his glove, but some of it certainly landed, and he did not
Even if you
flinch.
can land half of it, that's a hard high-level kick to land. But Braden is a lot for this guy. He's having to handle his own with him. Both men are kind of regrouping, trying to figure out what they're going to do next instead of, ooh, and
that was a quick,
big, huge power shot.
Yeah, big counter overhand left.
And this guy changes stances so often. It's hard to say whether he's really like a true southpaw or a orthodox fighter because he changes so often, but
Yeah, you're right.
you can just tell that's his experience.
Got to be difficult to really keep track of someone who's switching stances, throwing hard both sides, and throwing spinning kicks.
If Braden can get in there and throw a little bit quicker, more combinations, and that body kick, because Davin is keeping his hands down way more in this round than he was at the beginning. So if he can kind of set up a high kick or do something, he might be able to land that.
Braden appears to be largely unaffected, even though he's been caught with some big strikes. And,
Right.
And even though he's being attacked pretty aggressively here, he just kind of keeps coming forward, keeps the same look on his face, keeps throwing strikes around the same pace. Seems like he's really in control of his own output.
Absolutely. He's a big guy.
Couple of jabs landed on the way in.
Nice head kick by Braden. I'd like to see those thrown just a little bit more. If he diversifies his kicks a little bit more and hides them, he could really land a lot of those. But easier said than done, I know, after it gets later in the rounds. But keep throwing those combinations, keep throwing all of those, the feints and the level change really helps hide the kicks more so you can land them.
Right, hide the kicks behind the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and man, there have been a few that have really been pretty close. It's not to say that one of those could not land with him just throwing it blind, but certainly more likely if you can throw in a little trickery.
Yeah. Both guys right now just taking a break, giving some great advice from both corners, trying to get their fighters, a little bit more prepared on what to do next in this next round. But both guys don't seem, they're a little bit more tired, but they're not gassed, so they still got a lot left in the tank to give this a really good fight.
Yeah, the pace of the second round was certainly not necessarily the pace of the first round, but it seems like they have settled into that.
Buddy, you ready? Buddy, you ready?
That aggressive but manageable.
I don't really want to be a judge because it's hard to say who's winning because this is such a great fight.
Yeah, those were fairly close rounds, depending on how you score a kick versus a couple of punches.
They're definitely going to want to, be a little bit more, as it gets to the end of the fight. They're definitely going to want to, give it all they got just to win that round.
Yeah, neither guy can really feel too comfortable that they're up soundly 2-0 on the cards and try to coast it out. Both guys have to, in the back of their mind, feel like, man, I need this round.
Yeah, definitely.
And caught it and answered.
And I'm not
heavily
super. So in a kickboxing match, I guess because it's a solely kickboxing, they're not allowed to clinch a knee.
They would separate it after a given time. There's a little bit of play there, but it seems like both guys really pretty content to play on the outside and
I was going to say, especially when they're starting to get tired and they're not used to being in the clinch, that's when you like to grab onto them and kind of move them around. And that makes people really, really tired when you're not used to being in a clinch like that. But that's definitely more of a Muay Thai type thing than like kickboxing, where I know they're keeping distance between each other.
Right. I think that body shot hurt him. He's covering up, and he's eating
I would
a few
definitely
more
want
here.
it. He should definitely stay on him and hit him with another kick right now.
He's looking away. That's it.
Hey, one.
Man, what a finish. It was that body shot. You see him still kind of.
I don't know. I'd have to say that was probably my favorite fight of the night so far. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, wait.
Nope, that's it. That's it.
Oh, okay. They're calling it. Mark initially looked over and was saying, no, I'm giving this guy
You guys
a
dang,
standing
whoever
8
dang
count.
that dang it at the wrong time. But now's
He
the time.
looked over and
was
tried
done.
to wave off the bell. He said, no, this is a standing 8
Yeah,
count.
he got an 8
it
count,
looked
but he
like
didn't want to finish.
that
so it's
was
over.
truly the end. I think Davin Gardner was
It's
going
over,
to have a
it's
hard
over, it's
time
over, it's over.
Recovering
continuing
from that,
after
yeah.
taking
Yeah.
not just that body shot,
He
but
didn't wanna-
an accumulation of them throughout the fight.
That's the first time I've seen Braden fight, and he looked spectacular.
Yeah, that
he's-
looked great.
But, you know, he's been putting a lot of time in with CJ. Every time I've gone into the back of Warrior Camp, I've seen him working back there with him, spending hours and hours in there working on his striking.
Yeah.
I kind of was giving him crap because he was going into jiu-jitsu, and then I stopped seeing him, and I was like, what the heck, great, why aren't you grappling? And he said that he wanted to spend more time working on his striking, doing Muay Thai, but it shows that he's been working on it.
Yeah, well, and great to have a kickboxing fight to try out all those skills you've been working on, like we were talking about earlier, and it all paid off for him. He looked. Usually, you need like cage time to look that calm and to look that comfortable.
Yeah.
And to like maintain your pace regardless of what's going on. He was getting hit with heavy shots.
Yeah.
Really easy to go like I got to get that one back, and then all of a sudden we're like trying to one up each other.
Yeah.
But he just kind of stuck to his game plan, kept walking forward, landed the better shots, and eventually.
He looked really professional out there because, like, a lot of the problems with, fighters that haven't really had a lot of ring time or cage time is when they hit a couple shots, they'll back off. They'll hit a couple shots, back off. But Braden, man, he kept going forward the whole time, even when he was getting hit. He took those shots. He didn't respect him, and he kept walking him down, and that's what ultimately got him that win.
Yeah, I think at a certain point he went, you've hit me with a few, and you've ripped them pretty good, and I've taken them, and I think I can kind of take over.
Absolutely. That was a great fight. Great high-level fight.
Absolutely. So